people can now see and hear us. And oh shit. Nope, that's not what I want. Okay, there we go. Okay, now people can see and hear us. And who is ready to start the show?
I am.
Sorry.
Pretty much there.
All right. Let's see here. Get my soundboard connected.
Ugh.
All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome to Game That Tune.
Oh, yeah, what's going on, everybody? It's Game That Tune, and we're back in the house once again. It's your boy, John Harrington here. We got John Regan with us. Say hey.
Hey.
We got Jesse Moore. Say hey.
Hey.
And we got David Fleming. Say hey.
Hey.
Hell yeah, guys. Welcome back. Game That Tune is once again in the house for episode 320. And my goodness, guys, we got a fantastic show coming up for you. A hot show, as it were. What we're going to do here tonight is the same thing that we do every night. We're going to listen to video game tunes. We've each got 3 songs from a game. We're going to try and guess each other's games based on the songs, a little bit of trivia. We're going to goof off. We're going to have a lot of fun. And the winner at the end of the night picks the theme for the next episode and plays some bonus tunes. And our winner last week, ushering us into a fantastic new year of 2023, the king of the show, David Fleming. And David, tell us the theme for tonight's episode.
Tonight's theme is games featuring fire.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, a hot show coming up, guys.
Hot take.
Hot show. We should have made a hot show sound.
It's not really a hot take. That's literally the theme of the episode. Like, It's not a hot take about the theme.
Hot
show.
You know what we should have done? We should have prepared a lightning round and called it a burning round and made a special sound for that.
I was thinking about doing that, but I already had a burning round and had to visit my doctor. So
right. I was going to say, being sensitive to those of us that suffer from burning round.
We need like an ointment or something.
Right. Some kind of salve, maybe.
Yeah.
But, like,
I learned a long time ago not to eat like 50 hot wings right before the show. All right. It's not a good idea.
Well, I mean, right before is fine.
Well, like lunch.
Yeah, don't eat 50 hot wings for lunch the day of the show, Johnny. That's the kind of burning we're trying to avoid here.
Stop at 49.
Yeah, I mean, just be reasonable, man.
Duh.
Yeah, all things in moderation, really.
Speaking of heat, I want to clear something up. I want to, I'm sorry, John, about the soundboard. It's gone. And please don't sell Game That Tune to Saudi Arabia. Please.
We'll see. We'll just
I'm
not forcing you out, John or Jesse, but you might just coincidentally resign from the show in the next couple of months is all I'm saying.
I just want to say, speaking of heat, I'd like to take this opportunity to once again profess my love for Miami professional basketball teams.
Mm-hmm. Name, David. You can get yourself an automatic buy and a win for our next episode, in which you should win by naming a single player that has ever played for the Miami Heat.
Ever played.
I think I could do it, actually.
Yeah, that's easy.
I bet you could. It's pretty easy. There's been several famous ones.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? I'm going to commit to it, because if I got it wrong, I'll look like a tremendous idiot. Wasn't LeBron traded to the Heat?
He did. He wasn't traded. He signed with him. He took his
Signed
talents to
with the Heat.
South Beach, somewhat famously.
Okay, yeah. LeBron
What?
James.
Is that the end of the episode? Did David just win? Is that...
No,
God.
he automatically wins the next episode in which he is scheduled to win.
Oh,
Oh, okay,
So
cool.
Next time it's David's turn to win the episode. The points do not matter, and David wins no matter what. So it's kind of like a Money in the Bank contract that will be renewed within the next 3 episodes.
The fans just get a mixtape episode that week.
Exactly. It's gonna be fantastic. But
Thanks,
yeah, so
David.
we got
So
some hot
basically-
games, guys.
At some point before we start recording, I'm just gonna say, "Hey guys, I'm gonna win the episode." Like, okay,
Right. Just call it like LeBron swish, and
Hey, he's
done.
also the king.
Right.
King
You know, oh,
James,
man.
King David. Oh,
This will be the signal. Yeah, if we call traveling games or games with excessive flopping, then it could, it'll be the LeBron episode, or games with bad hairlines.
what about
Um,
games featuring Bugs Bunny?
do you think we could get him on the show?
LeBron?
Yeah.
Maybe.
no
Yeah.
harm in trying.
Exactly. I think we could probably swing it. He famously gives people
Here's
the
the
time of
Space
day.
Jam.
Like
You know.
if we don't ask, the answer's always no.
Right. Like we got to do it like the Undertaker,
Yeah.
man. We got to just wait outside of his locker room in full gear for, like an hour, and then maybe he comes out and gets on the podcast. Maybe he doesn't.
You
I mean,
can't
I do
score a
believe
goal unless you fire the puck.
I do believe
Indeed.
it was LeBron James who said, "You miss 100% of the shots you don't take."
Yeah, that's him.
Fantastic. But yeah, so it's fire games with fire, flames, heat, hot stuff. Not the disco song hot stuff, but various other hot
How do you
things.
know?
Oh, man, if you guys got hot stuff the game, I'm in. I'll be able to
Hot
guess
Stuff
that one real quick.
64.
Games featuring Donna Summer.
Hot stuff on the Atari, my man. It's gonna be a good show, man. I'm feeling fantastic, feeling hot tonight. So we got 5 fantastic games. We got a great fan request, and we gotta jump right into it. So Johnny, wipe up and start game 1.
Game 1.
Oh, hold on. False start.
Hot start.
Game 1.
Hot.
All right, guys. So, the developer of this game remained committed to honoring the Greek mythology that this is based on. The game's art shows all of the Olympians as attractive, with tasteful homage to the quote heroic nudity of ancient Greek art. All right, who's got some answers for me?
After the trivia, I am super confident.
I was pretty confident before the trivia, so.
All right. So David says Alonzo Mourning, which is incorrect. John says Hades nuts, and Jesse says Hades. How have we not used this? And yeah, the answer to this is Hades. And now I'm getting concerned because while we were playing the music, this is on the radio, but I don't think we've used it on the show, have we?
No, we have not.
Oh, thank God. Woo! All right.
I was going to hold you in suspense the whole time because, yeah, I saw the chat kind of going off. And it's like, yeah, actually, this is just kind of one of those games that we've overlooked for a couple of years. Impressive that we did. I would have thought Jesse would have used this ages ago.
Yeah. I don't know what I did.
I feel like this is one of those games where it got on the radio by Patreon request. People heard it on the radio and was like, oh, yeah, that game's awesome. And then never actually checked to see if we used it.
Right. It might have gotten on the radio, not even by Patreon request. It might have literally just been like, well, yeah, that game's out and it's got a fucking kick-ass soundtrack. And like, I'm bored at work and I'm just going to upload the soundtrack.
Yeah, I was looking through.
Not everything has to come through Patreon, though. You should pay us for the right to get soundtracks that you want on the radio. Definitely, yeah.
I was searching through Discord chat for Hades, and I saw when we uploaded it, and somebody asking what's this about, and John, you responded like polls of consequences people or something like that, or best of 2020 polls consequences people. So I don't know if there's some poll that ran somewhere that somehow made this happen. I don't remember the details, but
sounds about right. Yeah, me dropping fucking breadcrumbs all over the chat and not making any sense to anybody but myself, and then forgetting what I said day to day. That's you got me, baby.
So this is Hades by Supergiant Games with the soundtrack by Darren Korb. That same development studio and composer did Transistor, Bastion, Pyre. And yeah, I think this is their latest game. I mean, it's from a few years ago now, 2020, but Hades, which is their first roguelike, I believe. I know it's their first. It's not necessarily the most linear story. It's a pretty interesting game. Have you guys played this?
Oh yeah.
I never got around to it because I don't really care for the roguelite thing. But
this is the one.
I've
Same
been
answer,
regretting
John.
it for a couple of years. Like it just seems like this one's good enough that maybe I could overcome it.
Yeah,
So
this is
it's-
the one.
it seems like universally acclaimed, and it's like, okay, this one I should maybe give a chance to. And I think they at the Game Awards this past year they just announced Hades 2.
Hades 2,
So
yeah.
Yeah.
maybe it's
Oh,
time
yeah.
for me to try Hades 1.
Yeah.
Maybe now that Hades 2 is announced, Hades 1 will go on a deep discount on Switch, and I will play it and not hate it.
Jesse can get into maybe some more detail on this, but like what's neat about this game is that it's a roguelike, but death is part of it. When you die, you're not just starting from scratch every single time like in other roguelike games. Say Toe Jam and Earl, when you die, you just got to start the whole goddamn game over. This is not like Toe Jam and Earl.
That's good. They've improved upon the formula in the 30 years between those two games.
I like
this
how
let-
roguelikes became like a very popular subgenre in the indie scene over the last like 3-4 years, and your mind immediately went to Toe Jam and Earl.
Right.
That's one of my favorite
Hades.
roguelikes.
Far superior to Toe Jam and Earl. Johnny's not afraid to say it.
And yeah, when you die, like you get to keep some stuff, and basically customize your character for your next, attempt at getting out of Hades, or I'm sorry, defeating Hades. That's the god. Getting out of hell.
Your dad.
Yeah, your dad.
Right.
Yeah, you play as Zagreus, the son of Hades.
They should call the game Daddies instead of Hades, because he's like I haven't played the game enough to know. Is Hades hot like everybody else?
Everybody
yep.
in this game is super fucking
Yeah.
hot.
Oh
Okay, so-
man, one of my favorite characters is this. God, what's her name? It's just a Medusa head that is really shy and like you know who I'm talking about, Johnny? There's just like a little Medusa head, and every time like you like come in the room or talk to her, she's like, "Oh, I'm so nervous, I gotta go," and then she just disappears. And
I mean,
Why
if
would
it's-
Johnny know?
If it's
because he
not
played the game.
Oh, yes, right. Sorry.
if it's not Medusa, I would guess it's one of the other Gorgons, either Stheno or Euryale.
Mm-hmm.
No, I think I know who Jesse's talking about. This is a character that lives like in the House of Hades, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm drawing a blank on their name now, but they have these creatures called, well, I don't think this one's a companion, but
No.
that's not right.
But
But yeah,
It'd be kind of fun if you could have a Medusa head for a companion.
oh my
It'd be a
god.
very useful companion. You could just show it to things and turn them to stone.
But like Johnny was saying, like every time you die, you come back, and like of course your dad berates you. He's like, "Oh, I see you died again," and like all the characters like have different things to say to you. So like you almost kind of want to die at times because you're like, "Oh, I want to see like what the people are gonna say this time," because like the writing is really good, the voice acting is really good. It's really just a very charming and fun game. You can pet Cerberus, so that's always a delight.
All three heads?
Yes, and you can talk to him and
Okay.
stuff. And sometimes Cerberus is like, really happy to see you. Sometimes he's just sleepy. It's a really good time, and the weapons are fun.
I was going to say, Cerberus isn't by chance voiced by H. John Benjamin, is it?
I don't think so.
That'd be good casting.
That'd be amazing,
Yeah.
I would love it
Um,
specifically if
Benjamin.
H. John Benjamin plays Cerberus but doesn't actually have lines. It's just H. John Benjamin going, bark,
Yeah.
woof,
Yeah.
bow wow.
Or you just have great conversations with Cerberus. So Jesse, you're about to say the weapons. I was going to say you're talking about how cool this game is. How's the gameplay?
The gameplay is sick.
Yeah,
It's
that's
like,
what I need to know, man. I need the
'cause,
game to
like,
be fun.
you pick a weapon and to go in, and there's like a bunch of different weapons to choose from, and they all play different. and then as you're going through the stages, other gods like give you like blessings. So like you'll be fighting, and then you'll be like, oh, Hermes wants to give me like a speed boost or something, and or there's like things to make your weapons do different things, and maybe like some kind of weapon makes the enemies explode when they die and stuff. So like each run is going to be different,
Word.
and it's really fun, and it gets really challenging too. So
And you can like mix and match the blessings of the gods, right? And
Yeah.
So there's sort of like combos you can put together.
mhm.
And they'll affect like each other a bit. Like it's pretty crazy. I remember reading somewhere there's like 900 combos you can put together, something like that. Like it's really
Whoa.
nuts. So
I mean,
if
they're
you,
gods. You can do what you want, you know.
if you try to 100% the blessing combos, it's gonna be a while.
Mm. Man, I wish it feels like we should have more to say about this game. David, I feel like you and I probably should have played this. We probably should have overcome our fear of roguelites and maybe given this one a shot. Like, what's the elevator pitch on David getting into Hades?
Horny Greek mythology.
Yeah, sexy, horny Greek mythology.
Why do you think
Well,
I got
I mean-
into it?
You say horny Greek mythology, but that's redundant.
Exactly. Well, I just wanted to emphasize that they stick the landing on the horniness.
That's good.
I mean, to be honest, that piqued my interest. You pretty much sold me on you can pet the dog.
Yeah.
True. Famous dog.
Yeah. The famous dog.
Yeah. Not just any old dog. It's you've been wanting to pet this one. This is the dog you've been waiting for. Triple dog.
It's 3 dogs at once.
I'm saying. He's try dogging.
Oh, I always love when you run into the God. What's the guy's name who's always like pushing the boulder?
Sisyphus.
Sisyphus.
Yeah, he's pretty funny. And
I mean,
the,
Sisyphus's plight is hilarious.
Yeah, yeah.
So just
I mean,
simply
it's
is.
hilarious unless you're living it.
Yeah, it's not so funny for Sisyphus, but even so, I think he could probably see the humor in it
oh, I always
after
like
a while.
your character. Because it's been a while since I played it, but I also like when he tries to get the I think the ferryman to talk to him, and he won't. But I think eventually you can, if you keep trying, he'll eventually talk to you. I think.
The ferryman on the river Styx, I assume.
Yes.
Okay, dope.
Yeah, that's one thing.
Chiron, I believe.
That's one thing that's neat about the story was they had to figure out how to write it for a non-linear game, and basically things change on later runs. You develop relationships with the characters, like friendships or whatever, and as you you'll have an event from an earlier stage affect like a later stage and how a character reacts and things like that. So it's not just so like in addition to the weapons experience or play experience being different every time, the story experience is a little different every time too.
Right.
Keeps it in, you're not just playing the same game again and again like I do all the time with Toe Jam and Earl.
Once again, this game differentiates itself from Toe Jam and Earl in a number of ways. Improvements, frankly. Now, do you ever encounter Toe Jam or Earl in your adventure through, for lack of a better word, hell?
I don't
'cause
see
we know
them
they're
listed.
there. Yeah.
I don't see them listed as characters on the Hades wiki.
Right.
So I don't know, but they could just be undiscovered. They could
Like
be,
if you just, maybe there's somewhere a room with like a spring of boiling sulfur and they're just kind of lounging in it.
I mean, I'll say as awesome as the game is, it isn't very funky.
Damn.
that's
That's a serious condemnation there.
it's a lot more metal.
Okay, you had me sold, and now I'm
Yeah.
taking a step back.
Sorry, tell me. Yeah. This hell game with this, shred and metal soundtrack, it's not funky? Come on, man. God. Yeah, I thought they were trying to please everybody. How you gonna alienate the funk crowd with Hades? They should add a new funky mode. Maybe a new funky character to play as.
Funky Kong.
Yeah, I'm just spitballing here, but maybe give Hades a tank top and a bandana and a flying surfboard.
No, see,
Oh my
you can't add Funky Kong to
That's Hades
You need
too.
to funkify like a character already in Hades. You need like Funkules.
Right.
Funkules.
Wow.
Oh my God.
David, you're just hitting us with the Homer side. That sounds fantastic.
David,
How is
GTT
that not a
character.
character already?
David.
Like, how is that not a blaxploitation movie?
David,
Oh!
David, how have you not sent your resume to Supergiant Games yet?
I'm saying
to be a character designer for
new
Hades 2.
Funkules mode. Oh,
It's like that famous story of James Cameron's like, how you gonna follow up Alien? He writes Alien and then an S and then turns the S to a $sign. It's like, we need a new character. I just write Hercules and then erase part of it and write Funk.
and then you put a $sign on it.
Fuck you.
Funkules with a $sign. There's your episode title, boys.
This is my rapper name.
Yeah. God, we all got to hit the gym if we're going to be, repping for Funkules. Whew, man.
So, yeah, I do have a confession to make, guys. Surprise, surprise, I haven't actually played this game.
Whoa.
I actually managed, I think, to look up enough about to fake it. But
Oh
I
my God.
You had
No, Johnny. At no point did you convincingly fake it. Yeah. There's never a doubt in my mind, even though, you are a Switch and PC owner, you could easily have played this game. There's zero doubt in my mind that you did not play the game. It's the nature of Johnny. It's
I think we could
Just how it
start. I say we all get it, and we could all play it together and talk about it a bit.
I say we do it. Let's all buy it. Let's get a little, games done quick situation going. We're not going to speed run it. We're going to be bad at it, but we're all four going to race each other in it and, play it simultaneously and see who either quits or finishes it first.
Yeah, I could never beat the second world, so.
Fuck. Okay, so that's the threshold we got to cross, guys. We got to surpass Jesse's. Jesse made it to the second world. Can we do better? We've only got hours and hours and hours to spend doing this.
We'll just wait till Hades 2 comes out, and then we'll fresh run that.
Yeah, we'll somehow hit that Twitch algorithm and be like, everybody wants to watch Hades 2 right now, and they want to watch popular streamers play it. But what if these four guys play through the first one with a lack of skill and knowledge? That sounds pretty good. That's the algorithm we're looking for, guys. So, Johnny, can we start like a Twitch for guys that don't have skills at games?
Ooh, we could call it bitch.
No!
Whoa, man!
What the hell?
Bit of the bitch.
Damn.
I mean, we definitely could, but we'd be under copyright infringement for the K-pop importer of Chicago.
That's true. But man, bitch.tv sounds pretty good.
Right? It's where you watch people be bitches at games.
Oh, God. Johnny going vicious tonight. This is unusual. You sure you haven't played Hades, man? You're feeling a little, I don't know, hellacious right now.
I'm on fire.
There it is.
So, yeah, that's all I got to say about Hades, guys.
I'm on fire was the punctuation point, Johnny.
All right, hot. I'm on fire.
Edit
Game
point.
2.
right. So the original game in this series could showcase about 5,000 rats at a time. But this game, the sequel, can show up to 300,000 rats at a time. All right, let's well, David's gone.
Fuck him. Let's check our answers.
Okay. God, I wish. Okay, John.
So it's not Ratropolis.
No. If you hurry, you can do a new answer. And
You did say okay. I'm sorry. Yeah, repeat the trivia. 300,000 rats.
yes, 300,000 rats.
And what was the rest of the trivia?
Well, the first game in the series, they could only show 5,000 rats.
Oh, 5,000. 300,000. Oh,
And
wow.
so, yeah, they went from 5,000 rats to 300,000 rats.
For some reason, I thought it was 100,000, 300,000. I'm like, that, I mean, that's pretty impressive, I guess.
No, 5,000.
Yeah.
to-
No, that's
yeah.
way more. It's like, what, 20 times the rats, right? No. Oh, my
So,
God.
wait, no.
20 times 2, 60 times the rats.
I'm not a math guy, so
I am, and Johnny was not right.
Sorry, I was
all of
still
those
stuck on the
answers are right.
100K that I thought the first game was. That's all. All right.
I'm sorry.
It's all good.
Should be.
all right, so ooh, wow. David says Ratatouille 2, Anton Ego gets his groove back. That's incorrect. Johnny says Rat Game. We'll ask the judges in a little bit. And John with the correct answer, Plague Tale Requiem.
What did the judges say about Rat Game?
Oh no. you
There are a
did
lot
not
of
say
rats
that.
in the game.
To be fair, I don't see how you could get a point specifically because Jesse said this was the sequel. So the fact that you said Rat Game and not Rat Game 2,
That's true. Yeah, David's got you there.
Well, maybe the first game only had 5,000 rats because it was really a mouse game, and the rats were a side character. And Rat
There were no
Game is a
mouse.
sequel to Mouse Game.
I don't
Yeah,
think there are
no.
any mice. So this is a weird game. It came out last year, and I'd heard good things about it. I just never got around it because it sounded kind of bleak.
Just a quick question. Is the answer rats?
Yeah, the answer's rats.
Okay, cool. Class dismissed.
Okay. That's a good throwback.
Thank you. Just figured I'd go ahead and get that out of the way.
Yeah, that was really good.
So, so it's a plague tale,
Yes.
and
So-
why is it about rats?
Well, okay, so it's in like 1320 or something.
What's the connection?
Wait, is a Plague Tale like a very dark version of an American Tale?
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, is it spelled Tail?
No, although I
Ah.
thought that I was like, that would be cool if it was tail, like
little
Tail.
Jewish mouse gives everybody the plague.
Yeah,
that would be really cool if it was a cute, adorable cartoon mouse coming to America and spreading death and famine across the country.
Jesus Christ, can you imagine? I mean, it seems like Don Bluth might have come up with that at some point. Like, yeah, I feel like we should probably do a rewrite on this and have him not bring the plague to America.
I don't know if Don Bluth would have done it. Ralph Bakshi absolutely would have.
Yeah.
But
There's a deep cut joke for all the animation fans in the house.
I was gonna say I thought Don Bluth made an American too.
I only know Ralph Bakshi
'cause he did.
for
yeah,
I only know Ralph Bakshi for Fritz the Cat.
Ralph-
That's all
yeah.
I know of him.
and he
Ralph
did
Bakshi did like very
Lord of the
cutting,
Rings?
satirical animated features with very adult themes.
Right. Yes.
Did he
like
do
Fritz
Lord
the
of the
Cat.
Rings?
He did do the first version of Lord of the Rings, which had John Hurt as Aragorn, which is a badass casting.
And
Yeah,
that
big
weird
chill.
movie Wizards? Did he do Wizards?
He did do Wizards.
That cool.
Wizards is fucking
Ugh.
trippy.
That
I'm
had way
gonna
more
stop
Hitler
myself
than I expected.
How much
Before
plague?
going down this rabbit hole.
How
So
much plague does Ralph Bakshi have?
Plague Tale.
It's
So
his name right and everything, John. Jeez.
you know,
Bashki.
a game about a horrible plague. It didn't seem like it would be right up my alley. Because
Still a couple years ago.
yeah, and then, but this game is like it's weird. It's fun. Like stealth games, unless it's like Metal Gear, like usually like lose me, because I'm bad at stealth. But this one, even though I'm bad at stealth, I keep playing it because a lot of you're sneaking around these guards and stuff, and sometimes there's rats. And when there's rats, that can be fun for you. It's can be bad for you as well, because if you get near the rats, they will eat the fuck out of you. But they do not like fire, so you use fire quite a bit in this game. Like you have a sling that your character is really good at using. And like if you see people without helmets, you can just straight up kill them with like a rock to the head with your sling. So that's good. You can also throw like jars of fire on people or like scare rats away so you can get by to like get to different areas. So like a lot of it is like either, trying to get around guards and stuff, or trying to get through an area with rats or like some kind of like puzzles. There's something like box puzzles, moving stuff around to climb up different things. So there's a lot of like puzzles too. And the story so far is pretty good. I didn't play the first game, but I feel like I'm not missing a whole lot. There's like you're like this girl, and you have like two younger brothers. One of them is like training to be an alchemist, and your mother is like a high level alchemist too. But your little brother, like smaller brother, has like this weird disease that
Turns out it might be a plague.
well, yeah, it can spread to other people, and it also for some reason attracts rats. And from what I'm playing so far, he just got an ability where he can sense people based on like rats that are near them. So like I think he can communicate with the rats.
It's got like rat sonar.
And I feel like eventually he may get to control the rats. That's just I don't know if that's the case, but I feel like it's leaning towards that, because there's like a scene early on where like you get attacked by these guards, and the little boy passes out after like screaming, and he passes out, and then he wakes up and you guys are someplace completely different. And I'm just like, I just know that kid fucking like went like rat crazy and killed the dudes with rats. And it's real fucked up looking when someone gets killed with rats. It's so cool. You can sneak up behind them and shove them into it. And if they don't have any fire, oh no, the best way is if they're holding a torch, you can sling this like stuff that like will put out their fire. And so then the fire goes and the rats just cover them and they scream with their arms going all crazy. And then like if you were to throw like a torch over there and they spread away, there'll just be like a fucking like eaten up corpse there, and it's all
Damn.
fucked up looking. It's cool.
So are the rats in some way enhanced, or are they just rats? Like do they
They're
just
just
eat that
rats.
fat?
There's
Okay.
a lot of them. Like
Gotcha.
like
But there, you said there is like magical stuff going on in the world. Like you got kids that are like alchemists and shit. So it's
Yeah.
not just a real world plague thing.
Well, the alchemy seems like it's based on real alchemy
Right.
to us. Just like you're like putting sulfur and something else together to make like a fire thing. Or
Okay, sure. Oh,
you know.
gotcha. So more, chemist. I guess it should be clear to me. I shouldn't have asked the question. It should be clear to me that if somebody's controlling rats, it's not a real world plague.
Well, yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah. You remember?
you haven't said anything too fantastical besides the alchemy. I guess the fucking the guy using the Morbius powers on the rat population. That's not unrealistic.
Well,
Haven't
is this a
haven't watched
lead
it yet.
into that? One of the Suicide Squad movies. There's a character that controls rats, right? Ratcatcher 2.
Ratcatcher. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say there's a lot of characters that control rats. Ratcatcher, Pied Piper, the Rat King from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yep.
Rat King from Carmen Sandiego.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember. Does anybody
That's
control
for David anymore.
Does anybody control the rats in Secret of Nim, or was that they got super intelligent and controlled themselves? I can't. No,
I
it was
mean,
the
I
second
feel like
one.
the whole thing of Secret of Nim was the rats were characters themselves.
Yeah, they're
Like,
just cartoon rats.
Okay.
Mrs. Nim was a rodent. Like
Oh, she was a mouse. Yes.
Right.
All right. So Secret of Nim has nothing to do with this.
No.
Jesse, are any of the rats in A Plague Tale Rizzo the rat from the Muppets?
No, like you never get like any one-on-one time with it, like a rat. It's all.
You never have any just like sad
Yeah.
conversations
It's-
with one
Ooh.
rat.
Are
Fucking,
any of
Ben
the
style?
rats Ratso Rizzo from Midnight Cowboy?
No. It's like I said, it's more of a oops all rat situation.
Someone
Um,
please screen cap John's face.
like it's like the game is really good looking, even though like a lot of it, like I would say half of what I've played so far, and I'm only on like chapter 6 or 7. So I think I'm like halfway through. But like it's been a lot of like, dark, dank areas, trying to, sneaking around at night. But it looks good. And then when you're in the daylight, it looks like even better. It's a real pretty game. The rats look impressive. Like,
Wait, in the daylight? I was going to say, I would think in the daylight there'd be just significantly less rats.
well, there's no rats in the daylight.
okay,
so it-
good.
but
Yeah,
it-
that probably
but
you know,
at
adds to
night-
the vibe.
And they all have like little red eyes and stuff. And like when you see them come out, like there's like a scene where all of a sudden like they're in like this castle and it's like shaking real bad and stuff, and then like the walls just break open, like these stone walls, and it's just like wave of rats pours out, and it's just insane looking and like so like cool. Like I don't know what it is, but a giant fucking wave of rats just bursting out of like a castle wall is just like kind of magical for some reason.
I mean, it's magical, but it's also just foolish from like a building code standpoint. They really shouldn't have insulated the castle with rats.
Yeah.
Like,
They fucked up.
like it was, it's like you got asbestos, you got fucking fiberglass, and then you got rats. And I, frankly,
John,
I would have gone fiberglass.
John, it sounds like you're just describing Baltimore. You talk about fiberglass, asbestos, and rats.
Yes, just saying. When you're building a house or a castle, you got to choose one of these things to be inside the walls, and you shouldn't choose rats. They can live in there, man. They can breed and then eventually burst forth and like eat your people. It's not
Rats-
good.
What terrible insulation, rats.
Yeah, so, it's the crux of my joke I'm making here. Much better off using a more non-living
Less living.
insulation.
Yeah.
Less magical, less prone to eating people. I hate to be the one to stand for asbestos, but I'm going to say it. I think asbestos is better insulation than rats.
I mean, it worked in
Hot take.
It did indeed.
I think we need to start marketing Game That Tune Asbestos. Box quote, John Harrington, it's not rats.
Exactly. Would you rather have asbestos or house full of living rats?
Yeah. Cancer's the slow killer. Rats will eat you up quick.
Right, exactly. Yeah, persistent cough or your house bursting with rats.
Yeah, just out of the wall.
Yeah.
God, if you saw just your wall burst open and just rats flooding
You gotta
out
just
of it.
look around my house right now, just thinking about I would not like it if there were rats bursting out of that wall
Just-
right now.
I-
that would
They just
upset
keep
me.
coming out.
What I'm imagining.
I had the plumber here today. He was like up under the house. I'm like, what if he missed something and like a rat pipe got loose and just like burst up through the kitchen floor, and I got fucking rats all over the house.
I was thinking of a similar thing. Like, you decide you want to replace your regular light switch with a dimmer switch. You take the wall plate off. Rats just come pouring out.
Yeah.
There's a little
Like-
rat back there holding the switch.
I gotta tell y'all, I'm really excited to go to sleep after tonight's episode, just dreaming of rats pouring out of
And,
my
like-
walls.
And I bet you're excited to be a homeowner one day too. This all comes with the territory, David.
Yeah, man.
And it's not like 1 or 5 rats. Like it's a lot.
300,000 rats.
Like yeah, good God Almighty! Like when you first see all the rats in the game, you're like,
Oh,
damn,
that's a lot of rats.
they put a lot of fucking rats in this game. That's impressive. And like,
So I felt when I saw the mummy and those scarab beetles started crawling
Yeah.
all over everything. It's like, that's a lot of beetles.
this
Play-
is probably the most rats in any video game.
Special
Just gonna
effects
throw
are
it out
great.
there.
Believable beetles. Believable rats.
Jesse, have
Playing
you
this
written?
game thinking, my God, that must be 300,000 individually rendered
Yeah,
rats.
give or take.
Jesse, you should write to Guinness on behalf of this game.
Yeah, dear goodness.
Surely it's got to be a record.
It
mean-
might be. I don't know.
Can any other game even claim to come close? Like, I'm not even saying strictly rats. Like,
Maybe Fortnite.
300,000 rodents of any kind. Can any other game claim to come anywhere near that?
Oh man,
Like,
they
what's-
can make like a what's that role-playing tabletop game with the rats that you play? They could make one of those the Redwall or something.
Settlers of Rattan.
Well, I was gonna say make a Dynasty Warriors version of that.
I would play
just-
the fuck out
you're
of
just
Dynasty
fighting
Warriors, but it's all
300,000
rodents.
rats.
Like,
Mhm.
if you're a squirrel just
Mouse
kicking
guard.
ass, fuck
Plague,
yeah.
Sorry,
Plague
Ju-
Warriors.
I'm sorry, I can't move off this Guinness idea, right? Because there's two outcomes. There's two outcomes to the Guinness thing.
Free beer.
Either one, you help this company get a world record, or two, you get like a great rejection letter explaining who has the world record, why you didn't get it. You're like, God, I would love to get that letter being like, so, dear Mr. Moore, we regret to inform you that the record for the most rest in a video game is already claimed by so and so.
Yeah, I would love to know how that was unknown to anybody before writing back to Jesse. Somehow Guinness has a vault where they keep really upsetting things.
Oh no! You forgot about this game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Choo Choo Rocket 4.
Right. Yeah. They fucked up the coding somewhere in it. And
Those are
300,000
mice, Guinness. Fuck you.
Yeah, 600,000 rats in this game. Actually,
What a
It's great.
what a sham.
We had to kill the Dreamcast just to make sure no one ever played the 600,000 rat version of Choo Choo Rocket. It's a whole big thing. Man, Jesse, this game sounds dope.
It's really fun, and I gotta say though, it does capture like the bleakness. So like it's not like a cheery game, because there's a whole lot of parts where you're like walking through like waist deep water, and they got like like it looks really cool for some reason. Like they got the moving slow and like bodies floating by you, and like the water's all like miscolored, and it's just like a really just gross situation. And they really did a good job with that. And it's cool because like you play that game for a while, and like the dialogue is really good. The characters are talking back and forth to each other. The one main lady, she does talk a little too much, I would say, just because like it's I seem to be like a trend in 2022 with games of like the main character like talking a lot, just while they're running around in the environments and stuff. But it's not too bad. but like you play this game and it's bleak and stuff, and maybe you know. And I figured out the perfect chaser game for this is you play this for a couple hours, and then you play like 3 or 4 rounds of Splatoon 3, and then you're back in business.
Yeah, little light and dark, just swinging between two extremes.
So,
Yeah.
rats and squids are my combo of the week.
I like it, man. So my final question, I was thinking about it, like accessibility options and being considerate of all all gamers and things. Does this game have any options for people that suffer from like musophobia?
Oh God, yeah, it's called Play Another Game.
Right. But there's no like toggle in the menus to
No.
turn the rats into something
Like
non-rat.
Because like in Grounded, you could turn the spiders into these just weird blob things.
Oh, really? That's
Yeah.
cool. Yeah. See, I was thinking like, man, what if somebody really wants to play this game because they love plagues, but they're scared of rats?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Don't play this. There's 300,000 other video games you could play.
right.
Like,
Hate to discriminate, but
like I'm
maybe.
sorry if you need something that takes place in 1320, I'm sure there's an Assassin's Creed or something.
Mhm.
Something with less rats.
Sure love rats, but man, I mean, I'm sure I sure
Sure
love
love
plagues.
rats.
God damn it.
I just want to say, Jesse's Choice talking about squids and rats. At the new Game That Tune restaurant, we have a meal that's Jesse's Choice. It's calamari and hot dogs.
Yeah, there you go, baby. Oh man.
Oh, you could put the little squid rings around the hot dog, so it's like you're getting married.
What?
Jesse, Jesse, please tell me you've been to a wedding ceremony where they put a calamari over a hot dog.
That's how Jesse got married, man. They call that the Middleburg Special.
Yeah.
With this calamari.
Well, you know how you put the ring on the finger, like in The Simpsons? They use the onion ring.
I'm sorry. Y'all were at my wedding. Did you not see them put the ring
Yeah.
on my penis? Like,
That's different.
Listen, David, we all slid
wasn't
your
a
wife the
ring, it was
calamari
a-
ring while you weren't
was a
looking. I hate to
fucking
tell you this.
tire.
But, yeah, I put the calamari ring on a lot of ladies' hot dogs that night.
Game 3.
The lady holds the hot dog, right?
So, this game, the single player mode of this
Hold on,
game
hold on.
featured.
Do it as though you didn't cough in the middle of that. Just act like the song ended right now for a nice, clean edit point.
Yeah, I know. That's why I paused.
Yeah, but give me the all right and all that stuff. Just give me the whole thing. You know,
Whole for shit.
David, the song just ended. Boom, 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 boom.
All right, so the single player mode of this game features a unique character select where you walk around a round 3D dungeon area, going up to statues of the game's characters to choose them. You do this first for the character you want to play as, since only 2 characters are selectable to start, so you must fight a character in order to utilize them. All right, if anybody needs, I do have an additional piece of trivia.
Who would ever need an additional piece of trivia after that
last-
fantastic trivia and that fantastic song?
Yeah,
All right, I was just putting it out there.
I got this, man.
All right, so Jesse says Scottish Mortal. All right, so Jesse says Scottish Mortal Kombat. You know what? We're going to check with the judges. Johnny says NYC Cop Funeral Simulator. Sadly incorrect. John Harrington says Kasumi Ninja. You know what? Judges, Jesse and John both have a correct answer. This is Kasumi Ninja, the first fighting game released for the Atari Jaguar.
Fuck you,
Okay.
David. God damn it. Oh. Is
Ugh.
this our first Jaguar game?
It's our only Jaguar game.
Yeah, that's our first
feel
Jaguar
like-
game.
I feel like it
First
has
and
to
last. I'm calling it now.
In honor of the Jaguars making the playoffs.
Yeah, David, what's the big idea, motherfucker?
God damn it. I want to be the one to bring that shit console to the show, you son of a bitch. Oh.
So yeah, this is Kasumi Ninja, the beloved fighting game for the Jaguar. I'm sure we've all played it. This game sucks. But
Mhm.
Game 4.
Is there fire?
you know, Johnny, I'm very glad that you asked that, because let me talk about this game. This game is a blatant Mortal Kombat ripoff in which several characters from around the world compete in a tournament with bloody special moves and finishing moves where they kill each other. They were desperately trying to capitalize on that. All of the characters are rendered in like photorealist motion captures and whatnot. And let me know if any of these characters, because I say like it's a blatant Mortal Kombat ripoff, Let me know if any of these characters sound possibly familiar. There is Chaggy Nelson, who is a kickboxing champion and also a Hollywood superstar.
Oh, like
Habiki,
Scorpion.
or Habiki, who is the elder brother of a ninja. He is a palette swap of Gyaku, who is also a ninja possessed by a demon. And there's also Pakawa, the chief of a Comanche tribe.
David,
Obviously,
I
none
don't
of these
see-
characters sound like Mortal Kombat characters.
Yeah, I don't
Well,
see
at
any
that time,
connection.
was there a Comanche chief in Mortal Kombat? This was, what, 1994 or
Nightwolf?
so?
There was Nightwolf, yeah.
Was Mortal Kombat 3 out in 1994?
I believe so. But to answer Johnny's
time, yeah.
question, most importantly, and at least in my opinion, the one redeeming feature of this character is Angus McGregor, possibly one of the best fighting game characters of all time. He is a Scottish blacksmith who his storyline is basically Ryu from Street Fighter. He's a Scottish blacksmith who gets into barroom brawls in pubs in Scotland and just beats everybody's ass. So
Yep.
he searches around the world looking for a worthy combatant because he's just into fighting. His super moves include a headbutt, a command grab where he grabs you and flips you over his back like a Highland caber toss. And then there's his projectile move, in which he lifts up his kilt and shoots a fireball, presumably from his dick. Like, he is a red-headed Scotsman with a literal fire crotch.
I
I
was
mean,
going to
it's
ask you to clarify the
fucking
caber
great.
toss thing, but now I feel like all we are really going to talk about is the fireballs shooting out of the dick.
so well, because up until he said presumably from the crotch, I could easily visualize him bending over and lifting up his kilt and shooting it out of his ass. Right? Easily.
Right. Yeah, just
Oh, no.
blind them with the the fiery pubes of a large Scotsman's ass.
I will post a picture in the Discord.
No, you won't. I don't want to see that.
No, I will. I'm doing it right now. I will post a picture of how he shoots it. He lifts up his kilt and just shoots a fireball from his crotch. It's fucking great. Again, this game sucks, but oh god, now I can't think of the name of it. There's that indie fighting game that somehow paid the licensing fees for Skullomania from
Oh, yeah.
Street Fighter EX to
Right.
get him as a character. I wish somebody would pay the licensing fees. It can't be that much. I want
There's any.
Angus
I think you
McGregor.
could probably just put this guy in a game.
Yeah.
It's like, I want Angus McGregor in a game again. Like, this
Yeah.
guy's awesome.
This guy's abandonware at this point. I think you can just put him in anything you want.
Tekken 8.
Yes. God, you can get Sheamus from WWE to do some motion capture for him.
Oh my god, yes.
I mean, they're kind of all over the place. Sheamus is the Celtic warrior, not the Scottish warrior or whatever.
Yeah. Mm.
But still, he's got the right look. Very, very.
Well, they could
red-headed
use
white man.
Drew.
Yeah,
He's
I don't know,
Scottish.
man. I would believe that Sheamus could shoot fireballs out of his crotch more so
Yeah.
than Drew.
That's true.
Yeah, but man,
I mean, I will, Johnny, get ready on that hot take button. I'll be the first to say it. Let me
Hot
say
take.
it first. Let me say it first. On behalf of Game That Tune, Angus McGregor for Smash 6. Let's fucking do it.
there we have it. I'm for it. I'm for these.
I'll
these,
call my uncle.
these health meters that they have in this game. I like that the health meter in this game appears to be a sword drenched in blood. And is it
Wait.
as you lose life, the blood depletes, or as you get beat up more, the blood increases on your sword?
But wouldn't that be the other person's blood on your sword?
That's the thing. That's what's so confusing about these life meters. Without seeing the game in action, I don't know which direction the blood's moving. But I'm for it
believe
because it's pretty rad.
as you attack them, you increase the blood on their sword. I have played this game. I did rent it from my local video game store
course, back-
earlier today for my Atari Jaguar console.
Man, for half a second, I was like, "You had a Jaguar?" And I was like, "Wait, I know." where
Hold
this
the
is going.
phone. Let's talk about your experience as America's only Jaguar owner. But no.
Which
Got him.
the game, like I said, it's not very good, and part of that goes into the controls. So you know how in classic traditional fighting games like Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat, you do quarter circle forward punch and you throw a Hadouken, or in Mortal Kombat you do like back down kick and you do a special move. So in this game, you hold the special button down, then do the motion, and then let go.
Oh,
And that's how you do
yeah.
a special motion.
No,
It's really awkward.
no, don't. That's not. That's bad.
Yeah, no, that doesn't sound like.
Because the Jaguar controller, you've got the A, B, C buttons, and then you've got the like numerical keypad that you don't touch. C is the special button. So like you hold down C and put like back down forward and then release it to do a special move. It's just awkward.
Yeah, no, that's not good. Because yeah, also, I mean, like, you know, just I don't know. You don't want one button dedicated to special moves. That makes them less special. That just makes them like third moves. But so I mean, does the special button do anything in absence of the directional inputs? Like, can you press it and just do like an attack, or
No, you require
it's strictly there to
directional
hold
input.
it and do the directions with?
You require an input.
That sucks. That's
Yeah.
that's terrible. Because
It's not a good game, but
because
it does
kind of
feature a
I'm hung up on
Scotsman
that button now. That button fucking perplexes me because like the whole thing with like Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat is like you got your set of buttons, and with you're punching and kicking in Street Fighter, and then you can do a little move and hit the same punch or kick button and do a special move using the motion of just the keypad, or not the keypad but the directional pad. If there's just a dedicated button that you have to hold down to do all that stuff, it just kind of ruins the flow of the fighting. Like, unless it's something where you can, well, no, because I was going to say, if you could be holding it down and inputting something to like hit somebody with as you're also using the other buttons, but no, because you would have to be moving around and hitting them and using the inputs to fight them using just the normal attacks. No, that third button system fucking it confounds me, David. I'm like my mind's kind of melting thinking about it. I don't love it. I might say I hate it. Yeah, never held a Jaguar controller in my life. Don't know a thing about it, but no, this does not inspire faith in me. I don't think this system's gonna make it, man.
They redesigned the controller and it's still terrible.
When did they redesign it?
Shortly after launch. Whenever, like, I remember the Atari Jaguar came out, and then they realized it was too expensive and the controller sucked too much, so they dropped the price and put out a new controller. But the controller still sucked. Like, there's just no saving this thing.
Right? Yeah.
I mean,
there have been times when redesigning the controller has worked. I mean, the Xbox, the OG Xbox, famously had to like slim down the fucking controller.
Dude, I loved the Duke.
The
Duke is where it's at, of course.
I got big old like ridiculous hands. Like, I need the Duke.
Oh, I love the Duke. Yeah, but some people weren't made for the Duke.
Made me feel safe.
Yeah, truly. But
I spent a year living under a Duke like controller. That
got me
gave
through some hard
shelter.
times, baby. I slept in my Xbox and covered myself in the Duke. These huge contraptions.
So I want to point out, total random topic change real quick.
Oh, great.
This game beat Mortal Kombat to the Native American representation. We were asking earlier about Nightwolf. Nightwolf came
I
out.
already looked that up. God damn it! You know,
Mortal
well
Kombat
done,
3
Sean.
came out in 95. This game came out in 94. This game beat Mortal Kombat to the punch.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I will say it's true this game technically beat Mortal Kombat, but
I'm sure they're very proud.
I'm aware of what I'm about to say. I feel like Mortal Kombat had a more sensitive portrayal of indigenous people than this game.
Because that was going to be my follow-up question. You know, like maybe this is the better portrayal because you did say a real tribe, right?
So the character does hail from a real tribe. However, the stage is just like a generic Pacific Northwest with a bunch of teepees and totem poles, and then his fatality, he literally scalps you.
Oh,
Like,
no.
It's not good.
Okay. Well,
Oh.
that's unfortunate. Because, yeah, I was going to say, like, it's kind of offensive that Nightwolf is just an amalgamation of kind of Native American stuff, and he uses energy tomahawks and whatnot. But no, he doesn't, like, smash you with a totem pole and then, like, do a whoa, 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 and then scalp you. It's, you know, that's bad.
I want to say, like, one of his intros is literally him dancing while saying, like, hey, how are you? Hey, like, it's really bad.
Can I
Jesus Christ.
Am I allowed to say that energy tomahawks are pretty cool?
Yes.
Yeah.
They're probably like soul tomahawks, given that it's Mortal
Yeah.
Kombat. But yeah, like Nightwolf is able to conjure, you know, glowing green tomahawks.
I mean,
of,
that-
you know, of action. It's great.
That part seems cool.
Yes.
I mean, I feel like regardless of what the weapon is, a weapon made out of soul energy is cool.
Yes.
And
But you don't
it's
see
cool
a
though
tomahawk
that,
used often.
and it's also cool that Nightwolf isn't the only character that can summon soul energy because it's Mortal Kombat. If it was suddenly there's a Native American character and he has like the powers of his ancestors, that borders on offensive as well.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
But yeah, Nightwolf just being a guy that's also into souls. You know, that's just Mortal Kombat, baby. Everybody loves those souls.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oops, all souls.
You know,
early
you
Souls
know
game.
what is also totally okay and not racist? Stereotypes about white people and a Scotsman who loves fighting that shoots fireballs from his dick. I'm super in favor of.
I mean, is that really like? Are they playing against any real stereotypes there, David, or is that just kind of I don't know?
I mean, Scots people have a stereotype about fighting.
Yeah,
Johnny, you can
have you
speak
seen
to
Train
that.
Spotting?
Oh,
Yeah, I was gonna like, name your most famous Scotsman.
Begbie.
James Bond.
I mean, like
Well, you like to fight.
my
Mhm.
most famous Scotsman would probably be Sean Connery.
I would say Brad Pitt.
Let's see how long we can draw the silence out.
In that Guy Ritchie movie where he played the was he a Scotsman in that fucking movie? or-
No, man, he
No,
was.
he wasn't.
Oh
He was a
shit.
traveler.
Ah
He was-
shit.
You know. Yeah.
I fucked up.
Yeah, he's a word that we don't
Yeah,
use
yeah,
loosely
yeah.
these days.
Yeah.
You and
Um,
McGregor.
My bad.
John, when you edit this episode, please don't
Oh.
cut that silence.
I ain't
Just let
cutting
it roll.
shit. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. Like the stereotypes around, I don't know, Scottish and Irish people. They don't seem to be particularly harmful stereotypes, at least in this country. Like it's just like,
At
yeah.
least not to us.
well, I'm just saying, it's not like Scottish is equal to Native American or African American. Like, there's certain stereotypes you can play on and certain that you simply don't want to play on whatsoever. And this game did not have the good sense to not do a Native American thing. Frankly, that's I commend the Mortal Kombat guys for fucking avoiding it. Like, they dodged a lot of fucking traps. Like, it's easy to think, yeah, Nightwolf should scalp people. They didn't do it. It's fucking smart on their part. Like,
See, it's one of those things where, again, you look at the Native American characters in Mortal Kombat, like, I don't know. And then you look at Kasumi Ninja, like, wow, the Mortal Kombat guys, they're pretty progressive.
yeah, fucking tasteful. Yeah. Geez Louise, who would have ever thought? But yeah,
Who would have thought Atari Jaguar developers would be out of touch?
oh man.
I say all
didn't
that
see
to
it coming.
say Angus McGregor needs to be in more games because goddamn, that character's awesome.
Yeah, we need more just bekilted Scotsmen all over our fighting games. I'd love to see him make an appearance in Mortal Kombat 12. Bring him in, really render what's under the kilt. Have that oh man, the X-ray attacks with Angus.
Oh,
Yeah. Wait till you see the insides of Johnny Cage being incinerated by a dick fireball. It's just going to be brutal, but tasteful. That's the important thing. So, God, David. Fucking A. What a game. What a brand new system to introduce to the show. It's finally
Episode
Jaguar
320.
time.
Let's talk about the Jaguar.
Finally got there, baby.
You know what they say? If it's not Scottish, it's crap.
True.
We've all heard that.
Game 4.
All right, guys. So this game introduced 2 brand new characters to the series. It also marks the first playable appearance of a previous boss character and reintroduced a character to the series. However, people probably didn't realize it because it's actually just it's the descendant of a previously deceased character. But people that aren't familiar with the canon were probably just like, "Oh, hey, look, this guy's back." All right, who's feeling great?
I'm feeling pretty great.
Good. Very good. Oh, Johnny's so close. Yeah, Johnny sadly said Toe Jam and Earl. He's on the right track. Jesse says Tekken 7. Sadly incorrect. David says Tekken ... 5 with a question mark. It's a pretty apt answer, David, because this is the second version of Tekken 5. Do you know the name of that?
Tekken 5 version 2.
David, you're ever so close. I'll give you 0.3 of a point. This is Tekken 5 Dark Resurrection.
That was going to be my second guess.
Yes, of course. Well played on the soundboard there, Johnny. Yeah, Tekken 5 Dark Resurrection. It's the Tekken 5 update that came out on the PSP, and then later they ported it forward to the PS3. And
I was going to say, it's a Tekken 5 port. This was on the PSP, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. It sure was. And, also it came out in arcades. And so arcade, PSP, PS3. And, pretty cool game that I actually, I didn't put any time into because it was on PSP at first. And then because, I don't know, I was playing other stuff when it came out for the PS3. I'm like, I played Tekken 5 a fuckload. I don't need just 2 new characters. And also I was not informed that you could play as the boss character of the game. Jinpachi. It's Heihachi's dad. If I had known that, I might have actually picked up the game because Jinpachi's kind of dope. David, are you familiar with Jinpachi?
It's a Tekken thing, so no.
Are you
I am
familiar
not.
with Heihachi?
Yes.
Okay, so
I am
what's
familiar with
Heihachi's? What's one of Heihachi's defining features?
his hair.
Yes, exactly. So Jinpachi being his father, how do you think that they iterated upon Heihachi to design his father, Jinpachi?
Oh, is this the like version of Heihachi where he's still got the pointy hair, but it's black instead?
No, that actually is in canon of Tekken. That's merely young Heihachi. In several instances, he shows back up because he's created a youth serum, and so you get to play as young, black-haired Heihachi again, which is very funny. Johnny, you're familiar with Heihachi Mishima?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What's based on your knowledge of Heihachi, what do you think Jinpachi's hair feature is?
I think Jinpachi's hair feature is going to be like a triple ponytail situation. Two side ponytails.
Like Rey from Force Awakens.
And not one in the back, but one on the top.
Oh, okay. A front knot.
Yeah. Front, you got
No,
top,
Johnny,
top
that's
knot
not
plus
right
two
at all.
side knots. Oh.
Not even close. That would be kind of funny. Heihachi famously having like the flying V guitar hair and the bald in the middle. Jinpachi is all ponytails in the middle. That would be pretty funny. Jesse, are you familiar with Jinpachi?
It's been a minute.
Okay, try and visualize this man, an older, angrier, more demon-possessed version of Heihachi. Where does his hair power come from?
Either like I want to say a weird eyebrows or weird like beard stuff.
It is a weird beard. He's got.
I just looked up a
Heihachi's
picture.
hair.
What the fuck?
He's so good, man. It's just Heihachi's hair, but it originates from his beard.
It's literally Heihachi, but like 5 inches lower.
Yeah.
It's great.
Is he bald on top and all
yeah.
beard?
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah. A bald, angry old man with a beard that resembles a flying V guitar. He's the shit.
If you want to go with the old man vibe, though, they should have had the hair coming out of his ears, right?
That's true. Damn. They really did miss an opportunity there. But you got to assume that's not what he looked like when he was killed by Heihachi and buried under the grounds of their family temple. He probably didn't look quite so old. I assume that this was just a stylish beard that he wore throughout his life. And then Heihachi imprisoned him and killed him. And then he was possessed by a demon and came back. And yeah, his beard went wild.
I do appreciate that he grew his beard and styled it out, but made sure to comb his eyebrows out as a compliment.
Guy's got a great look.
Yeah.
It's just, like so many characters in Tekken, he's got a fucking dynamite look. It's great. And then his eventually when you're fighting him, his stomach reveals that it's also a demon's mouth and shoots fireballs out of it, which is pretty great. It's not, it sucks kind of following the, Scottish Dick fireball guy with Jinpachi, the man whose entire core shoots fireballs. I feel like it's a little, I don't know, blasé at this point.
I'm looking at Jinpachi, and I'm like 99% sure that if I walked into a restaurant and this guy saw me at my table, I would really be debating if I should leave or not.
So
why would he be the host? He's just tired and needs it for a day job.
I just want to make sure, John. So the guy with the beard that's combed up into a flying V, whose eyebrows are stylized to compliment, and who has like a mouth in his stomach that spits fireballs. I'm gonna go out on a limb. I kind of feel like Tekken is not taking itself too seriously. I kind of feel like this series is a little goofy.
It's just
Welcome to Olive Garden.
Just a little bit.
When you hear your family.
You shall have.
And if your family, I throw you a
breadsticks.
I love the idea that there's a character in Tekken that just throws unlimited breadsticks.
in a volcano.
Just keep grating that cheese. More. More.
Instead of a taunt button, it's a cheese grate button. Or the cheese grating is the taunt, honestly.
Keep on grinding that fresh pepper.
Honestly, from now on, every fighting game should have a Dawn that's just grinding G's.
Especially ones featuring Jinpachi. But he's only one of the characters. He's the playable boss character. This also introduced a couple of other fantastic new characters. None with as fantastic a hair as his. This introduced Lily. She's like a spoiled little rich girl who can kick your ass. She's from Monaco. It's also introduced Dragonov. I can't remember. Does anybody here besides me play Tekken?
I'm familiar with it because I like to watch the endings and people talk about the endings. And
yes, the endings are always fantastic. So, David, where do you land on like kind of hot young heiress girls who can, I don't know, secretly beat your ass like Lily from Monaco?
That's my kink.
Okay, cool. Where do you land on like half Russian, half Japanese Spetsnaz colonels who are mute and can also kick your ass?
That is also my kink.
additional kinks. And then the other character that is reintroduced doesn't really count. Armor King is back, but the original Armor King is dead. This is Armor King II. Nobody would fucking know that if they didn't read like, I don't know, the Wikipedia page about it. Like, they don't make it clear when this happens. King has been King II for fucking like most of the games at this point. So Armor King II is here.
I do have a question as someone who is deeply invested in the lore of Tekken.
Yes.
What distinguishes King from Armor King?
Well, I'm glad
is
you
it
asked
literally just armor?
Well, it's that and it's coloration. King is a large Mexican man in a jaguar mask, and Armor King is a large, darker skinned Mexican man in a jaguar mask that has two different colored eyes, a green eye and a red eye, and it's gray fur. And he also wears Shredder's armor.
So it's kind of like the difference between Ryu and Evil Ryu.
Does Evil Ryu wear Shredder armor?
I would say it's more like the Nasty Boys, or was it the Road Warriors?
Right.
Whoever wore the WCW tag team that had
that's the whole thing. Yeah, David. It's pro wrestling shit. So, like,
I'm sorry, Jesse. We're trying to put this into terms that I would understand.
Yeah. Try to explain these fictional pro wrestlers in non-pro wrestling context, Jesse. David's lost here. King is the baby face. He's the good guy, and Armor King is the heel. He's the bad guy. So he's the darker, more evil, more Shredder armor wearing guy, and his moves are indicative of that. He has more things like bitch slapping people and like leg submissions, whereas King is like more of a pro wrestler.
I gotcha. So Armor King is Wario.
I feel like there's a crudeness in Wario that doesn't really come through in Armor King, and also Armor King is just as shredded as King. Like, there's not a fatness or a fartness to Armor King. So, I don't know. It's Pit versus Dark Pit is what it is.
Okay.
Yeah, there it is. God, why didn't I think to put it in Kid Icarus terms much sooner?
I got you.
Yeah.
You got there.
Right, exactly. Geez, just sometimes you got to talk through it. But yeah, it's so the game is actually pretty cool. Like I said, I didn't play it, and unfortunately, I avoided listening to the soundtrack for a lot of years because I just kind of figured, it's probably not anything new. And it wasn't until like I think just last year that I finally listened to it and realized, oh shit, Tekken 5 is one of my favorite Tekken soundtracks. It's one of my most played Tekken games, and they took all the songs from that, and it's got all of those stages, but then they also have alternate versions of the stages that feature alternate versions of the songs. So all the stages from Tekken 5 have new versions in Dark Resurrection. Like in Tekken 5, there's a Moonlit Wilderness. In Dark Resurrection, it's the same stage, but it's daytime, and the music is different. There's a thing taking place at, there's, one of my favorite levels, poolside. You're fighting in a hotel pool. And then you're fighting in a hotel pool, but there's a concert going on. You're fighting in, a city at sunset. You're fighting in the city once the sun has set and all the lights are on. And it's just, fuck, I didn't realize they actually remixed the whole soundtrack. I should have listened to this ages ago. This soundtrack's perfectly fine, baby. This is, it's like it's just like a remix album. It's great. So I was disappointed to learn that I should have listened to this a long fucking time ago. It's one of those things. Like, I'm a Tekken guy. How the fuck did I overlook this? But the answer is because it was on PSP, and I didn't really give it a second thought. But it's fun. It adds a couple of fun characters. It's got some fire. It doesn't have, actually, it's funny. The whole thing that sparked this was I was like, oh, well, Tekken's got those stages. I think almost every Tekken game's got a stage set in some kind of like burning temple or something. And then I looked it up. I'm like, oh, only Tekken 5 had a stage set in the burning temple. Maybe I'll do a VGM threesome where I feature feature fighting games with like burning stages. And then I was like, no, wait, I should just use Tekken 5. That's much easier. Tekken 5 Dark Resurrection. That's even easier because we haven't used it on the show. So, yeah, good game. Some stuff's on fire. Jinpachi creates fire from his demon stomach. It's pretty great. So, I'm telling you, David, one of these days you're going to play one of these games and you're going to really enjoy it, man.
I've played Tekken. I played Tekken against you.
Yes,
I got a perfect against you.
Right. But
I don't remember that.
You are going to play a story mode in Tekken and enjoy it, man. I think Tekken 8 might be the time for David to jump into the series.
As long as there's
endings
a
are cool.
Tekken game where I can play as Julia, because I have decided she is my main.
Mm-hmm. As she should be. She's a total main course. What a snack. Great game, great tunes. And main course snack. That's right. It's the thing I said. Johnny, let's keep it going.
Game 5.
Right. So this game features a continent. All right. So this game features a continent called Gondwan, which bears a striking resemblance to Africa. The name may be a misspelling to Gondwanaland, a supercontinent believed to John, I am sorry.
Oh, it's all right, man. That's a word worth fumbling over.
The name may be a misspelling of Gondwanaland, a supercontinent believed to have contained Africa, South America, Antarctica, Australia, and regions of India.
Game 5.
Oh shit! That's how it was.
After all that, gentlemen, as you write down your answers, I do want to give a special thanks to our requester. This is our fan request. It came from Acre in our Discord. So if you have your answers, let's see them. Jesse has drawn a penis. Sadly incorrect. John Regan continues his answer of NYC Cop Funeral Simulator. Sadly incorrect. John Harrington has the correct answer. This is Golden Sun Lost Age. John Harrington has the correct answer.
Sorry.
I just really hung up on that cop funeral.
Man, he's real quick on that soundboard, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Real good.
Johnny, how many cop funerals have you been to, man?
Oh God, dude. I put so many cops in the crowd. I've been to so many cop funerals.
Whoa! You usually you don't attend the funeral at that point. Oh man, good for you though, man. Really proud of you.
Somebody else talk about this game.
And I thought I was
Wow.
the gangster. So Johnny, let's talk about all those cops you've executed over the years.
What was
as,
their
it relates
name?
to, as it relates to Golden Sun, the Lost Age, of course. This being an RPG for the Game Boy Advance, it of course has so much in common with a police funeral.
So,
Motoi Sakuraba famously supported the police.
this God damn it, Justin.
Okay, it's not that. This was one of the final games released before the death of Hiroshi Yamauchi, the retired and then deceased president of Nintendo. This was
Did
one
a
of
cop
the
kill him?
final games released before he retired. And, I'm not going to say that Hiroshi Yamauchi was killed by police, but I'm not going to deny it either.
We can't prove it. However, we can't unprove it.
Right.
So this God damn it.
The fact that Johnny's just sitting quietly through all of this is what's really blowing my mind. He just fucking drops, fucking cop bombs on us and then just quietly fucking, doesn't respond to anything. It's amazing.
So, this is the sequel to Golden Sun on the Game Boy Advance. It's another classic Camelot RPG. It features the same kind of mechanics as Golden Sun. You're going around an overworld. You can collect djinns, which give you different abilities and powers.
Jinpachis?
Sadly, no.
Big beards?
One class of djinn is the fire djinn, so you do get fire mages. And a large portion of the story is set around going to various locations and lighting fires in ancient lighthouses to extend beams of light. The cool thing about this game is it's sort of a parallel story to the original Golden Sun. So you don't just play as brand new characters. You don't play as continued characters from the first game. Instead, you actually play as the antagonist from the first game.
Really?
So you kind of run into the party from the first game and you're trying to fuck up their adventure and whatnot. So it's a really unique spin on an RPG story.
Yeah, I feel like that is pretty unique. I feel like more games should maybe have thought of doing that. For the sequel, how about the same thing you just did, but from the other side? It's like a Clint Eastwood situation. Did the Flags of Our Fathers, and then he did Letters of Iwo Jima, showing you the same sides of the battle.
And I mean, to be clear, I want to say when you're playing as the characters, you're playing as sort of the human rivals you bump into. You don't play as the world-ending god from an RPG.
Well, now hold on, because that's kind of what I was hoping. I'm thinking I was like, man, Secret of Mana is one of my favorite games, but it would be pretty dope if you could play as Thanatos and just go around sucking the souls out of hot young people like that. I want to know what he's up to when I'm not seeing him. Because Thanatos in Secret of Mana is kind of like Poochie when he's not on screen. I'm kind of asking, where's Thanatos? So I would like a sequel in which you get to play as the guy with the skull mask that consumes the life force of the youth and then turns into a hideous lich. But you're saying it's not that.
So no, when you play Golden Sun, occasionally you bump into this guy named Felix, who is
he a cat?
No, he's kind of like a rival character. So Isaac, the main character from Golden Sun, masters earth magic, and Felix, I believe, masters ice magic.
Does Felix keep an untidy apartment?
I'm gonna have to go back and replay Golden Sun to check on that.
I'm just saying they sound like a real odd couple.
So in this game, you play as Felix as you like go around that side of the adventure, which again I think is just a cool ass concept.
It is. I'm wondering.
But
So in the original Golden Sun, or as you're playing as the heroes, are you walking around and just remarking about how many unlit lighthouses there are? Like, is that a big plot point? Do they hang a lampshade on that real well, and then kind of I don't know, like undo it using the sequel? Like the whole first game is about how there's not enough lighthouses lit, and then the sequel it's like, hey, we're gonna light these motherfucking lighthouses.
So lighthouses do make a big part of the first game. In fact, the Golden Sun music track that's in Smash Brothers, I believe, is from one of the lighthouses. So like, yeah, they're a major component. And as you go through in this game, you're trying to light them as well.
Cool. Very cool.
Yeah, and I wanted to feature more Golden Sun music because it's a really good soundtrack, particularly for the Game Boy Advance sound chip.
Yeah, David, I'm glad you said that because it is a very good soundtrack, and it's a Game Boy Advance soundtrack that doesn't make me want to claw my ears out. Like, I don't know what it is, man. I try not to be prejudiced towards these sound chips, but some people could not make that thing sing. Sakuraba seems like one of the guys that could make it sing. It's man, we've talked about it numerous times in like Game That Tune Gems episodes where it's like, oh yeah, they just took an NES or an SNES game and tried to make it for the Game Boy Advance. It sounds like utter shit. And I'm glad to hear that this doesn't. Like, I didn't have to fucking pull my headphones away during this segment or anything. Like, it was actually pleasing. It was good. That's the highest honor I can give a Game Boy Advance soundtrack on that chip. Good. That's like the Nintendo seal of quality on a Game Boy Advance soundtrack. Pepsi Man! Never saw it.
Pepsi Man, famous for appearing on the Game Boy Advance.
Yes, and he just he wants to quench thirst and inform people that the Game Boy Advance sound chip sounds fucking terrible. But yeah, man, Golden Sun, not 2, but The Lost Age. I mean,
you could call it 2.
You could, but should you? Since it's a side story, should it be
How about
Golden Sun 1.5?
Golden Sun also.
Yes, that's a good one. What about Golden Sun
as
Chain
well.
of Memories?
Yeah.
Golden Sun 358 divided by 2.
There you go. That's right. You're on the right track now, David. So did you actually play this one, or you just you're a fan of the Golden Sun series in general and you're bringing it for the request?
So a fan of the series in general and bringing it for the request.
Right.
Because yeah, it's a cool series. It's got a cool like soundtrack. And I kind of wish they would bring the series back, but considering the last one on DS didn't do so good, like I don't know we will ever get another Golden Sun game, and that kind of makes me sad.
Yeah, I feel like we talked about this either on the show proper or on Game That Tune Gems, because now I'm looking at the series, and the series is 3 games, and the last one was now approaching 13 years ago. So something tells me this series is finished. If the fans have been clamoring for these 13 years and Camelot has just been, looking down on them and saying no, then I think we might be done with the Golden Sun, which is a shame.
Well, it also feels weird because like I almost feel like it's a hard sell, because what makes these games unique is that they're a deliberate throwback to older RPGs. So it's like, oh yeah, make a new game that's like these games from 20 years ago. Like,
right.
There's not really a lot of innovation. I mean, the game does feature some puzzle elements, and like you can control your Jin in the overworld. So like it has some unique attributes. However, it's mainly kind of like a throwback to the Phantasy Star games. Like,
Right.
that's
It's
kind
just
of a
a
hard
shame.
sell.
Because it seems like this came along and concluded, I don't know, I'm going to say 5-ish years too soon, because this sounds like so many things that are in the Switch eShop right now. Like Jesse had one last week, that fucking Chained Echoes, you know,
Oh, it's so good. That
super
game's
throwback to
incredible.
16-bit RPGs. Is that not what Golden Sun was trying to do? Like, Nintendo really can't, like, I don't know, allocate some resources to get some guys to make a fucking 16-bit throwback. They can't option that out. I mean, fucking Square's doing this constantly. They're just doing those fucking 2D HD games. They're doing Octopath and Triangle Strategy and Live a Live. You tell me there's not people out there that are going to make a fucking new Golden Sun game? Come on. You know, or maybe the Nintendo eShop is a reflection of the fact that nobody needs this because it's being satisfied by so many other series and indie developers at this point. I don't know. I'm just saying it could still go on. Yeah. Johnny could probably program this. Johnny, you got a lot of free time, right?
No.
Just saying, you could
yes.
be kind of doodling and coming up with some concepts and working on this in your downtime. You got access to a computer and you're free for like the next, I don't know, 4-ish months to work on a pretty simple RPG.
I mean, Johnny, in between programming for Game That Tune Radio, which you can find at gtt.rocks,
Right.
you can just program an RPG, right?
Right.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And,
I
like-
program RPGs. Yeah, like just in my sleep, dude. Like I wake up and next thing I know, I've got an RPG next to me in the bed.
Mm-hmm.
It's really
Okay.
messy. It's not
And you're-
fun.
And you're doing the grand jury thing, so it's like,
Yeah.
just
You're going to be
do-
like
just make
up
the game
against
doing that.
so many, like, yeah, that's the thing. Just make a grand jury themed RPG where you're just going through so many harrowing seminars about these terrible misanthropic things. Yeah. I mean, it's just, I'm just what is a grand jury if not a crash course on how to write a fucking RPG?
Yeah.
It's man.
You guys ever have like a nocturnal mission, but instead of seated
Yes.
in the bed, it's a role playing game?
Yeah, role playing game comes out. Yeah,
All
that's
the
good.
time.
It goes straight to the Switch eShop. It's crazy.
We
Man,
call
oh
that
man.
Fire Emblem.
Oh, whoa.
Oh.
Damn. Implying that, those are just a dime a dozen, Johnny. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Damn. Step in a
Wow.
Fire Emblem like that. It's hardcore, man.
Fire Emblem's just a wet dream.
Oh, yeah.
I
I
really
mean,
wanted
it
to use a
depends on
fire.
which one.
I really wanted to use
Right.
the Fire Emblem game tonight just because it has fire in the title, but like I couldn't. I don't know anything about these goddamn
Frankly,
games.
we all dropped the ball on not just choosing games with fire in the title. Like I said, I was thinking like, burning fucking lightning round, burning round, and then I was gonna do like, stages from fighting games that are on fire, and then I just ended up choosing a fighting game. But my initial thought, I searched for like burning in the title field of a fucking game music site. It's like, oh wow, there's like 600 things here. I'm gonna have to narrow it down. Oh fuck. So yeah, turns out there's a lot of fire and burning in these games. Well, these games being all games.
Popular
Golden Sun-
thing for video games, fire and stuff on fire, burning.
Mhm. It's fun, man. Not to continue or prolong this episode, but just to get a little deep on the nature of video games. What's something you could do in a video game that's wholly inappropriate to do in the real world? Set something on fire.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Setting shit on fire is cool. Except when it's the real world that like results in property damage and loss of life and stuff.
Yeah,
know
don't
how
do
many-
that. Don't.
I don't know how many of you guys fucked around and accidentally made a Molotov cocktail when you were in fucking 5th grade and nearly burned down your parents' house. But you learn at a young age, don't do anything like that. It's bad and damaging to the house and to your skin. So, that's why I played so many video games growing up. Just had to burn things in a, I don't know, more controlled setting.
Mom,
What
can
was
we
all
rent
about?
Molotov Cocktail Simulator, please?
Yeah. I'm going to insist that you stop playing Grand Theft Auto 3. It's giving you horrible ideas. David, thank the requester again before we move on to the calculated computer.
Before we move on, I do want to thank the requester. The requester for this game was Acre.
Yep. Thanks, Acre. Fantastic request. Johnny, let's go home.
Quick question: was somebody tapping like their desk just now?
Oh yeah, Jesse makes so much noise during the
Okay.
episode. It's outrageous.
All right.
I mean, I
What?
was peeing into a bottle. But...
Editing.
Calculating computer activated.
You can hear that like balloons, rubbing sound. Like
That's the sound.
Scoring complete. This game's winner is John Harrington.
Yeah, boy. It's there's no other way this could have gone. Perfect episode by me. Perfect episode by us. Entirely too long of an episode to talk about fire games. Man, we
We were on
really-
fire.
Yeah, we're on fire tonight, guys. Like fucking NBA hang time. Team fire is what we're doing here. We just keep doing double dunks, and we're burning this place up with blue fire. So, what a show it's been! What a great night, and what a great show! And it's too simple, guys. The next theme, we did theme all about fire. Now we got to do a theme all about nice.
Go
What?
on.
Yep. Gonna do nice games.
Nice games. Okay. Like nice games, or like what do you mean by nice games?
Did I say nice? No, I'm sorry. I meant ice.
Oh,
Yeah. Fire and ice. That's the two things go together, not fire and nice. Yeah, that's me. That's just the consonants running together in my mouth. The obvious thing.
Classic Tallahassee accent.
Yes, I'm sorry. I stretch those ends. They just I drop the D's and I stretch the ends, baby. Fire and ice.
I don't like any of that.
I understand. We're gonna have some nice games next week. It's gonna be good.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Did you say ice? Did you say mice games?
Did I? Oh, I'm sorry, man.
I already used one.
It's just that crazy accent that I got here.
So
I stretch
So I
those
just-
M's.
I just want to confirm the theme is casino games. Dice games.
Ooh, see, no, that's the thing. It's
Rice games.
it's a pretty non-rhotic accent down here in Tallahassee. So I dropped the D's for sure. We stretch the N's and we stretch the M's.
Did
So-
you say lice games?
Spice games.
I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Yeah, this is good. The theme for next week, it's ice. ICE.
Oh,
And
like
that
Biggie?
is-
You saw him? Where was he at?
That is to say, any word that contains ICE, any song on the radio for Game That Tune Radio that would trigger the Little Snowman chili. That is what's going to be the theme for next episode. It could be spice, it could be nice, it could be mice.
So
I'm calling it
any game-
audible. I was going to do fire and ice, but now I'm doing fire and anything ice. So
So any game that you purchase for a reasonable price.
no,
Okay,
no,
good.
no.
I'm glad we established that.
The game needs to be themed in some way around. I mean, I guess if there's a price in the game, I suppose it's
Is-
valid.
Oh, like a
Are
Price
these-
is Right game.
Yes.
Are these what about games where you like lock up like kids away from their parents and they can't get back to their homes?
See, and now that was the fear I had in declaring ice games to begin with. That's why I was doing the bit to begin with. I just didn't want to say the theme next week is ice, and how much we love ice, because it's just a danger that skirt up against with saying things like this. But yes, the theme is any word that ends in ICE. That's what it's going to be. So you guys You guys bring anything you want. It's essentially a free play, guys. If you could find a way to justify it, you can. You know, guys, I don't know if you remember, I made a New Year's resolution at the end of the year. All free plays. All my themes are going to be this dumb. They're going to be this wide open so as to be essentially a free play. So the theme is ice. You figure it out. And in the meantime, I want to thank everybody for watching. Thank you, everybody, so much for being here. We're live every Wednesday night. Thank you so much for watching live with us. We're live on Twitch. We're on YouTube. We're on Facebook. Search for Game That Tune. Thank you so much to everybody listening in podcast form. Our podcasts come out Tuesday mornings. They're at GameThatTune.com or anywhere you get your podcasts. Be sure to rate, review, subscribe, do anything that you do to a podcast. Share it with your friends and tell everybody how much you love the Game That Tune podcast. Just a fantastic podcast. Want to thank everybody checking out patreon.com/GameThatTune. It's the home for awesome exclusives. We've got Game That Tune gems. We've got mixtapes galore. We've got movie nights. We've got all kinds of fun things coming for you at patreon.com/GameThatTune. And you help us keep the lights on and the music playing at our 24/7 video game music live stream, radio.gamethattune.com, gtt.rocks, the home for video game music on the internet, the greatest of the internet video game music streams that is not featured on a major streaming platform. Just the greatest. Want to give a special shout out, of course, to our Patreon Absurd fans, talking about Lance Revere, Damian Beckles, Bradford Stevens, Daniel Perky, Taylor Y, Sam L, Grimmery, Phoenix Tier 2121, and Unsaddled Zebra. A fantastic group of people that support us there on Patreon. Stay tuned to Patreon for a lot of fun things. We appreciate you guys supporting us. Our requester tonight was recently shouted out because we ended with the request, but I'll say it again. Acre, thank you so much for the request. Acre made his request in Discord. That's a great place to make them. Find the Discord link in the show notes or at GameThatTune.com. Or you can make your requests at GameThatTune.club, our fantastic social media server, where we do all kinds of fun, decentralized social media stuff. Mostly the same things that we would do at other social media stuff, but you come find us and join the club. We'd love to have you. GameThatTune.club, a fantastic site to make requests on. And guys, that's going to do it. So it's been a great show, and I'm happy with this theme. Fantastic theme. Theme is ice. Theme is words ending in ICE. So what's one of the most famous ice songs in all the video games? Ice Cap Zone from Sonic 3. Who's one of the best remixers on YouTube? Yuzoboy. YouTube.com/Yuzoboy. We've got Ice Cap Zone Act 6 from Yuzoboy closing us out tonight. And we love you guys. Thank you so much for listening. Peace out, everybody. Hades is copyright 2020 Supergiant Games. A Plague Tale Requiem is copyright 2022 Asobo Studio. Kasumi Ninja is copyright 1994 Handmade Software and Atari Corporation. Tekken 5 Dark Resurrection is copyright 2005 Namco Limited. Golden Sun The Lost Age is copyright 2003 Camelot Software Planning and Nintendo Company Limited.